My new book, which will be coming out by the end of this year with Cambridge Scholars Publishing in the UK, is called Human Self-Transcendence in Our Global Social Contract. So it's about our capacity for transcending and growing and maturing and so on. And because this is this weekend was about war and peace, there happens to be just one short piece in my book directly about war. It's about just war theory. It's called A Note About Just War Theory. So I copied that up for you all just because I thought it would fit very well with what we've been talking about. So you'll reread it if you get the book next year when it comes out. So we're talking about the future, and as David said, no one knows what the future holds. You know, in my understanding, and in this new book that I just mentioned, Human Self-Transcendence in Our Global Social Contract, I talk about the power of transformation that's there in all of us, the power of ascending that's there in all of us, and the whole book is about that in relationship to our global social contract. So, in my view, the future that we have is unpredictable in many ways. And it is not something, I don't think, that can be derived from a study of history. They say those who do not know history are condemned to repeat it. And that's true to a certain extent. But also, there are things truly new that can enter into history, truly that have never happened before. Truly, we have never, in the history of this planet, had the kind of global consciousness that we now have that was accelerated by those photos that began to come back from space in the early 1960s. We all know now, any rational person knows now, we're on this tiny little blue dot, this tiny little planet, and this has, I think this has tremendous, tremendous influence on our transcendence, on our capacity for self-transcendence. I think we're moving to a new consciousness, myself, and so this, Tom was saying before that visionaries don't have to fill in the details, but we're trying to fill in many details as we can because we want to create a situation where there are concrete ways that it can happen. We just don't want a disjunction between where we are now and some future, and that's what this PowerPoint presentation is really about. What we're doing, what the World Constitution and Parliament Association is doing to the limit of its resources, which are limited, we're doing our best to make things happen in the world, to make awareness of the Earth Constitution happen, and so on. So I divided this into three parts. First one called Outreach, the second called Ratification, which only has one slide in it because it means our main purpose is under Article 17 to get the Constitution ratified. And it's possible to be a personal ratifier of it. We have tens of thousands of people who have been personal ratifiers of the Constitution. You can just go online, and I'll show you the website in just a moment, the web address. You can go online and sign up as a personal signatory to the Earth Constitution. And the Constitution allows for organizations to sign up, for regional governments to sign up, for nations to sign up, because we're building a world movement to ratify the Constitution. So, under our outreach, my first slide is our logo. You may have seen the logo before. It's on my business card if you have one of those. But this is the logo in Spanish, right? We're putting out our material as much as possible in various languages. And Spanish, we've just got a new edition of the Constitution and our manifesto for the Earth Federation in Spanish, updated, being published in Venezuela, and our intent is to distribute that throughout Latin America. And so we're